As everyone already knows, the Premier League initially gave the Toffees a 10-point deduction, which was reduced to 6 for their first rules breach at Goodison Park. Football finance expert Dan Plumley admitted the Premier League made a reference in its first decision, so it will be interesting to see if that holds up. "I think it's a fear," he said. "We could all see this coming too, it's there in the background and we were waiting for the first verdict and the appeal. We're not sure whether or not we're in the question of whether this now constitutes a good reference. If you look at the breach, I think £19.5 million was the breach they came to in the verdict, and that ended up with a 6-point deduction, which also gives room to say, if your breach is X million, that is equal to X points. We were never there, but maybe we should have been, so if the next breach occurs, how much will it cost? What is the story behind Everton?" Although we have got an answer, there is still a lot we don't know about what will happen with the next cases, and I'm sure Nottingham Forest will also be waiting for similar questions. Whenever that happens there is still fear, and now we have seen a points deduction that has gone through the Premier League, gone through an independent commission, and when you look at the benchmarks you are looking at a 6-point deduction for a £19 breach, 5 million, so naturally, even if you don't want to set a benchmark, you have established some kind of benchmark, and that will be interesting to watch. Now a question, are Everton ready for another Premier League points deduction? Kaveh Salhakal has already suggested that another 6-point deduction is very likely, although nothing further has emerged to support this. Hopefully the Premier League uses common sense, as it has worked closely with Everton during this period, without much success it seems.